Assalamualaikum and greetings to Dr. Elisha and everyone. My name is Muhammad Irfan bin Asnizam with the student ID of 0137142 and group Chasseurs cheval. Today we'll be presenting about two different leaders, President Vladmir Putin and Minister of Sports and Youth Yeoh. Let's begin with Vladimir Putin. He is the current president of Russia as of 2025, having started his fifth term in office in 2024. Although he is associated with the United Russian Party, he is officially not a member. Despite this, he has been a central figure in Russia's political system for over 2 decades. His career began as a KGB officer during the Soviet era. He served as a prime minister twice, between 1999 and 2000, and again from 2008 to 2012. He first became president in the year of 2000 and has remained in power, though he is alternating roles ever since. He is widely known for centralizing power and reinforcing state control. Some of Putin's major achievements include restoring political and economic stability in Russia during the early 2000s, reviving national pride and military strength, and leading to the controversial annexation of Crimea in 2014. He has also maintained Russia's influence as a global power despite facing heavy international sanctions. Now let's look at Yeoh. As of 2025, she is Malaysia's Minister of Youth and Sports. She is a member of the Democratic Action Party, which is part of the Pakatan Harapan coalition. Her political journey began in 2008 when she became the youngest female elected representative in the Selangor State Assembly. In 2013, she made history again by becoming Malaysia's first female Speaker of a State Legislative Assembly. She also served as Deputy Minister of Women, Family and Community Development from 2018 to 2020. Yeoh is known for advocating child protection laws and policies that empower youth. She is a strong voice for clean governance and transparency in public service.
Hi, my name is Vladmir Enrique and my student ID 0137148. Now I will compare the leadership style. The first is Vladimir Putin. The leadership style of Putin is authoritarian leadership description. An authoritarian leader centralizes power, makes decisions without consulting others. Because Putin's background in the KGB and his experience in the post-Soviet era have shaped his preference for a strong, centralized form of governance. Second leadership style of Putin is pragmatic leadership description. Pragmatic leaders make decisions based on practical considerations. They focus on achieving practical outcomes and willing to update their strategies based on changing, because Putin's pragmatic approach comes from his deep understanding of Russia's needs and challenges. He views the restoration of Russia's global influence as a key goal, often focusing on the practical steps to achieve it. The second leadership style is Yeoh. Yeoh leadership style is for someone who joined the political world not for power or personal gain but rather because to ensure a clean government for the benefit of future generations, example of eliminating corruption. And last, As the minister, he introduced the Route to God RTG high-performance training program in an effort to train athletes and Olympians on becoming first ever gold medalist of the 2024 Summer Olympics in the Malaysian history. The program listed 15 badminton players, divers and cyclists racing.
Hi, I'm Yeoh Jing Hong and my student ID is 0138558. Now I will compare the essential leadership behaviors of Hanayo and Vladimir Putin. First, knowing your people and your business. Hanayo engaged directly with communities, promoting transparency and job programs. However, Vladimir Putin centralized power over Russia's economy to maintain control. Next, insisting on realism. Hanayo fights corruption by demanding audits and ensuring accountability. Vladimir Putin justifies his actions, like the Ukraine war, as a defense against NATO, using realpolitik to strengthen his rule. For setting clear goals and priorities, Hanayo pushes for gender equality in sports, promoting fair opportunities. Vladimir Putin focused on making Russia a global superpower, prioritizing military and economic dominance. In follow-through, Hanayo successfully passed Malaysia Anti-Sexual Harassment Bill, showing commitment to legal reforms. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin ensured political dominance by silencing opposition. For rewarding the doers, Hanayo provides funding for Paralympic athletes, supporting inclusivity. Vladimir Putin rewards loyalists, strengthening his grip on power. In expanding people capabilities, Hanayo launched My Startup to empower young entrepreneurs. Vladimir Putin strengthens military and propaganda efforts to maintain state control. Finally, in knowing yourself, Hanayo is open about her faith and values, guiding her leadership. Vladimir Putin builds a strongman image, using power and fear to command respect. In conclusion, Hanayo leads with a democratic approach, prioritizing people-first policies and reforms, while Vladimir Putin leads with an autocratic approach, focusing on state control and power. Thank you.
So, hi, Miss. A very good evening. My name is Sudhindra, and my student ID is 0138726. So, today, the topic I'm going to talk about is the comparison of the leaders' entrepreneurial skills with reasons and examples to support. So, two leaders that our group have decided to talk about. The first one is Hanayo, and the second leader is Vladimir Putin. So, I have done my research and also my comparisons of both leaders, and I also have compared the leadership styles of both leaders, and most importantly, I have compared the entrepreneurial skills of these both leaders. So moving on, I'll start off with my first slide today. So starting off in my first point in my first slide. So my first point I'm going to talk about is vision and innovation. So I'm going to start off with Hanayo. Hanayo, she focuses on youth empowerment and policy reforms. She's the first female speaker in Malaysia, breaking all barriers. With this as a Malaysian, I feel really proud to see Hanayo representing Malaysia as the first female speaker. Next, I'm going to talk about Vladimir Putin. So he uses Russia's energy sector to strengthen the economy and global influence. With this, I have to say, Hanayo's approach is about reform and inclusivity, whereas Putin is about economic strategy for power. My next point I'm going to talk about is risk taking and decision making. With this, I'm going to start off with Hanayo. So, Hanayo advocates for transparency and political reforms, challenging the status quo. So, the meaning of status quo, it means she pushes for a change and does not just accept things as they are, especially in politics or in government. So the next person I'm going to talk about is Vladimir Putin. So he takes high stakes political and economic risks, such as annexing Crimea. So Crimea, first I didn't know what was it, but after doing my research, I found out that Crimea is a peninsula in Eastern Europe that was part of Ukraine until 2014. But in 2014, Russia took control of Crimea, which led to international disputes. Most countries still recognize Crimea as part of Ukraine, but Russia considered it as part of its territory. With this slide, in my conclusion, I have to say Hanayo takes political risks for a change, while Putin takes aggressive actions for control. Moving on, I'll talk in my next slide. So moving on to my third point in my third slide. So I'll start off with my third point, which is adaptability and resilience. So I'll start off with Hanayo again. So Hanayo, she adapts to Malaysia's challenging political landscape, remaining relevant despite party shifts. Whereas Vladimir Putin, he maintains a power despite economic sanctions and opposition. So with this, I have to say Hanayo adopts within a democratic system, whereas Putin holds the power in a really rigid system. My next and my final point is influence and people management. With this, I have to say Hannah Yeoh, she leads through her engagement focusing on democratic and youth-driven leadership. For like young people's leadership, she takes their ideas into her consideration. Whereas Vladimir Putin, he centralizes power using authority and economic control to maintain influence. With this, I have to say, Hanayo's leadership is people's focus, whereas Vladimir Putin's is authority driven. That's all from me, and I'll talk in my final slide next. So with this in my final slide, which is the conclusion. So my conclusion is Hannah Yeoh, she focuses on innovation, adaptability, and democratic leadership. Whereas Vladimir Putin, he relies on control, risk-taking, and economic strategy. So as you can see in this meme here, in conclusion, which had me scratching my head, but at the end, I felt really good after doing this research. I feel both leaders have a strong entrepreneurial skills, but use them differently. With this, their leadership styles influence their decision making and impact the community. With this, I have to say thank you, Miss. Hope you had a good time listening to all my slides, and thank you and have a great day.
Greeting, Miss. My name is Masood. My ID number is 0139147. In this slide, I'm gonna discuss about these two leaders, Mrs. Hannah and Mr. Vladimir Putin. I'm gonna explain which one among these two leaders have good leadership style and entrepreneurial skill. From my point of view, I prefer Mrs. Hannah leadership style because her leadership is more democratic and ethical. This can be justified by her commitment in social justice and also good governance, while Vladimir Putin, his leadership is more of controlling and using a power. I'm going to explain this by focusing on two parties. The first part is how these two leaders govern their people. As we said before, Mrs. Hannah, her leadership style is more focused, is more ethical and inclusive. She focuses more on the need of the people by engaging with them and understanding their concern. She also promotes transparency and fairness and execution and protection of human rights. While in other hand, Mr. Putin is focused more on controlling his government. His leadership style is authoritarian. He has authority to control all activity that occur in his government, and also most of the key decisions are made by him and not by majority. The second part is the focus of this two leader, starting with Mr. Putin. He focused more on maintaining control within his government and gaining more power to protect his government and also protect the Russian country from outside enemy. While Ms. Hannah, she focused on sustainable development and community empowerment. She engaged with community to find these causes of the problem within society and implement innovative and suitable solutions to solve those problems. In conclusion, Mrs. Hannah is a Minister of Youth and Sport. He focused or he capitalized more on seeing the change within the society of Malaysian, especially for youth and also in sports sectors. That's all. Thank you.